Hello, this is Energy White, and I am with you today to start the second module of Breakthrough Strategies to Creating Personal Change in Yourself and in others. I know you're probably saying, how can I change someone else? Basically, all of this information that you apply in your own life will be able to be applied to someone else. And when you share from the inside out, actually you don't have to share anything, just live it. It happens automatically for other people. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to start the module, and I'm just going to start to explain different things about what I want to talk about is the original self. And this world sets in us to make what it wants of us. We try to make ourselves into something different, hoping the world will take us or like us better. We seek their approval, their acceptance, and we are at the mercy of circumstances and interpretations. Okay? That is the story of all our lives. Needless to say, in the process of living that story, the original glorious self becomes buried so deep that most of us hardly live out the rest of the lives. We hardly live it. We long to be perused, to be known, but we fear it like nothing else. We fear closeness with people. We fear people in general getting to know ourselves because we don't know ourselves at all. So we're being tricked and we're tricking someone else. We're wearing masks that the world has given us, that we've even made for our own selves, day after day, trying to get through this life's terrible pain. Now, there's no escaping your identity. There's no escaping it. Although we want to dress it up, although we want to make it look better, smell better, probably even be a bit thinner or a bit bigger, whatever the case, there's no escaping our identity. Our identity is what makes us. It's how we communicate with the world, how we communicate with another person, most of the time. So, how do we get back that identity? How do we find that identity, and how do we get close to that identity again? Where is it? How do we find it under all of that stuff? How do we do that? I don't know. We get so bogged down with stuff that we hear, that we talk about, that we say, that people teach us, that people guide us, and that we accept along the way. But some of it is the pain. I say losing your identity or yourself is like getting an arrow and piercing it into your heart, and that it's so deep that it starts to poison the rest of you. So that when you have your heart open, losing your identity and losing your original self is that arrow that goes in so deep into your heart, and it poisons the rest of your heart. It poisons the rest of your life. It poisons the rest of your body. It poisons your personality. It poisons how you see other people, because whether you know it or not, you are your own lens. How you see yourself is how you see other people. So those lenses that you use to say, oh, that person is like this, or make judgment calls on other people, those lenses come from you because you're measuring yourself with those very same lenses. So how do we get out of that? How do we find our original selves? How do we break through to our original selves? Let's start talking about shaping our personality. What do we know about our personality? How do we find that? Well, how we find it is we start drawing near to what really makes us happy. What really makes us feel good. Not outside of ourselves. Let's not get it twisted. I'm not talking about your children. I'm not talking about your husband. I'm not talking your boyfriend or girlfriend, your job, your career, your business, your house, your car, your clothes, your makeup, your nails, your hair. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about, what really makes you happy. We can sit there and say, well, I don't really know. Outside of all of that, I don't really know. But what really makes you happy is your original self. When you fall into your original self, for me, knowing my original self, I know that I love to laugh. I know that I'm humorous. I know that I love people, and we all do at some point. I know that I love to socialize. I love to talk. I love those things. But when you start to find your original self, you don't really know because you haven't pulled off all the masks. Let's try this. Let's try taking off things that don't make us feel good, that don't make us happy, that make us kind of miserable. How about taking those things off? How about reprogramming ourselves and saying, you know what? That doesn't make me feel good. So I write it down. So let me see. For me, like the other day, I was upset about something, and I was at the grocery store, and I guess the woman kind of triggered me, and she was cursing. So it was like profanity. It was really, really, really bad. It wasn't like, a one or a two curse. It was just like profanity for no reason. And I think that kind of triggered me. And I said, I don't like the way that makes me feel. So when I got into the car, I typed it out on my phone, and I said, I don't like curse words. And then I asked myself, well, why don't I like curse words? And as I sat, now mind you, this is not 5 minutes, this is not 10 minutes, this is like maybe 10 seconds. And something said within me, it's not the curse words, it's the screaming. I don't like screaming. So I tell you all of that is you're going to have to start reevaluating yourself. The things that make you unhappy, the things that start to make you miserable, you're going to have to start writing them down and understanding where they come from. Asking yourself, where are they really coming from? Where are they really rooted in my heart? What arrow is piercing me and poisoning me? What pain is bothering me that I am reacting to? So if you are bitter about something, okay, or you're upset about something, or even if you've taken on the pain, I'm not going to allow this person or anyone to do this again to me. That is an agreement. Well, the agreement in your mind, I'm not going to let anyone do that again like he or she did. Guess what? That agreement stays there. If you never speak it again, it's there. And you start living it, you start reacting, your face starts to have a grimace, and you start displaying that behavior. You start protecting yourself. All the walls that you have up, all the misconceptions that you've defined have now been ingrained in your brain, in your mind. In your mind, they've created like a little line. So if you said, I am not going to let this person do this again or do anything to me again, like, that is a little engravement in your mind. So when that a person does have any semblance of, let's say, um, a, you know, um, taking advantage of you, if you feel that little bit, all of a sudden that line goes like this. So if the person even comes in, you think they're trying to do the same thing, and you won't let them in. Your body responds first, then your attitude, and then your heart stones up. All those things that have made you lose your identity, is nothing but a stony heart. It's nothing but stones covering up the real you. And I know you thought that this was going to be an easy fix, and I was going to tell you to quote a couple of things, and I was going to tell you get some affirmations. Not to say that they're not good. Don't get it wrong. Affirmations are great, especially when you're dealing with trying to break the brain habit. You have to say those affirmations. I will not respond this way. I will respond in love. I respond in love in all things. Even though I feel a certain way, I will respond in love. That can change the program of your mind in just a matter of days, just a matter of seconds, if you're really sincere about it. And I know that the 16 people who are on this call, that are on this event, really want change, really want to be able to answer people correctly, really want people to be drawn to you and not pushed away. You really want that. You really want a healthy life. Healthy in the mind, in your heart, and in your body. You really want that. Because if your body's not happy, guess who's not happy? Your mind's not happy. And when your mind's not happy, your heart's not happy. Because you're sad. Because your body, you're reacting to your body, and you're not happy with your weight. And I'm not saying everybody's the same. Let's not get it twisted. I'm saying unhealthy, that you can't do the things you enjoy. So if you like dancing, you can't do that. If you like walking, you can't do that. If you like going out, you can't do that. And have a good time. Honestly, have a good time. You can't do that. All of those things play a major part in your life, in your real self. All of it. I'm not saying you're not going to gain weight at a certain age. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, is it healthy? And you know it's not healthy. You know it is healthy. So I'm not going to be a Geiger counter for what you know. I'm just here to share with you what I've gone through and what my partner Nicole Christian has gone through, and that we've recovered, and that we want to share with you. That there is a better understanding of life for yourself. And the only way to do that is uncover all of that junk. Take all of that out of you. You know, say sorry 1,000,000 times if you have to. Apologize to someone 1,000,000 times if you have to. Until you get that stoniness out of you. Design in your heart to start to change and say, I am change. I am love. I am peace. I am free from my past pains. Can we really say that? I am love. I am peace. I am change. I am free from my past pains. When you can say those things and apply them to your heart and really mean it, then you're going to begin to shed those poison arrows that have been piercing your heart for so many years. Now, here's another thing that's very important to finding your original self. Truth. Yep. Truth. 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 That means being truthful with yourself and being truthful with others. First to yourself, because you know you're not real right. You need to say, I'm not real right, but I want to get right. And then say, I am right. So you need to be honest with yourself. What are you doing? What are you contributing to the misery that you're feeling at this moment? What is your part in this whole apparatus of misery? What is your part? You really have to think about those things. You really have to ask yourself those questions. Finding your original self is about asking yourself the tough questions that you have never wanted to ask, or that you pretended that you answered or that you pretended that I'm good with myself. I used to say that too. I'm good with myself and be mean as a snake. No, you're not good with yourself. Not until I really, really became clear with myself and started loving myself from the inside out, not from the outside in, was I able to see a better me. And I started liking everything about everybody. Nothing bothered me, or nothing that came my way stuck to me. That's a difference. Things can bother you, but they don't have to stick with you. That's when you know that you have an original self. Confidence really comes out. It's not a confident attitude, it's different. That's called cocky. But it's confidence inside that you don't need the approval of anybody so that you dance off beat. Who cares? But I'm having fun while I do it. At least I can say I danced. So that you sing off key. But at least I can say I sang. While everybody's looking around and saying she's off key, noticing me, I'm confident in my off keyness. That's where you have to be. So sit down after this module's over and ask yourself the tough questions. Who am I really? Who am I without the pain, without the confusion and the misery? And then once you write those things down, they could be 10. Don't have to be a bunch. Start with a little bit. Because that gets the first few stones away, and then the light starts merging through. Okay? Then you sit down and you turn those bad things into good things, and you say, I do agree that I am mean, and the pain came from my sister stealing my milk money years ago. But I am happy. I no longer accept this pain, and I remove it out of my life. I am beautiful, and I no longer accept the hurt that I had from years ago. I no longer allow this pain to take over my life. This part of my life is going to be amazing. Sit down with yourself and start to find your original self. Your original self is a gift. It's been bestowed upon you, but the thief has come and stolen part of it. So sit down. Talk to yourself a little while. That's what happens when you meditate. Having the oneness and the clearness of mind. And then write it out and do a step-by-step actualization. And then be accountable. Each time you do it, be accountable. So when that programming starts happening, you stop it immediately. Midstream. And you say, I'm no longer going to accept that. This is Edna J. White. I'll see you for the third module in just a bit.